Hey guys, happy Wednesday. So my apologies if I sound just a little bit nasally. I am sick today, so I might sound a little bit funny. I actually feel decent. Like, I don't feel like I just want to crawl in bed, but my voice is definitely affected, so my apologies. Today for the Makeup Declutter / Purge for this year, we are going to tackle the top 3 drawers in my Alex system here, and this encompasses single eyeshadows, quads, usually nothing bigger than a quad in terms of eyeshadows, both from the drugstore and high-end, and also mascaras and pencils and primers and that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and I've already pulled stuff, and I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm left with at this point. I think what I might do next week is just take you guys through drawer by drawer, and we'll take a look at what I have specifically. And if you guys want to make requests for like neutral eye tutorials based on that video, that would be great. You know, or if you just want to see like in-depth reviews on things, you can let me know at that point. But this is just to kind of show you what I have left. So this drawer here is all of my drugstore eyeshadow singles, duos, trios, and quads. So there's still a fair amount left in here, but I did definitely pull some stuff that I had been meaning to for quite some time and just didn't have the heart to do. So I have the heart to do it now, and actually now that I'm in here again, you know what? I have 2 of these. I don't need 2. Let's pull that. Okay, so that's this drawer right here. Again, I'm going to be reorganizing all of this. I just need to figure out how I want to do it. So I meant to do this last year and just honestly didn't give it very much thought. I just got busy with work and then completely spaced on it. So this drawer here is the high-end singles, duos, trios, and quads. So I did pull a couple things out of here, not much honestly, because I do still really like a lot of the things in here. So again, it needs to be better organized. I do have some trouble figuring out what is what sometimes, but luckily there is some pretty distinct packaging differences between the brands that I have here. So if I know I'm going for a Lorac, like I know that, you know, this packaging right here is all Lorac, and I have most of my Lorac in this one container here. And then MAC obviously has a specific look, so does Cargo, NARS back here. So you can just kind of tell. And the most I'll have to do is kind of pull out, you know, like the Cargos that I have, and then I can usually go from there. So, and then here are cream shadows, pigments, extra brow powders, things I have left over from my professional kit. Like, I found these spoolies. I used to do a bridal and boudoir makeup, and unfortunately, a couple years ago, I had to give that up because I just couldn't maintain all of the things that I was doing work-wise while raising my daughter. So I'm no longer freelancing, which I'm actually really, really happy about. I thought I would miss it, but I really, truly don't. So anyway, there's tons of pencils back here, and I am going to do one more like trip through this because you can see there's quite a bit in here, and I think there's a couple more things I can pull, so I'll show you those here next. And then these are mascaras. So I actually have a fair amount of mascara back here. I'll show you more in depth in the collection video, but I actually don't need to buy mascara probably until the end of this year. So please remind me of that the next time I'm talking about buying another mascara. So, all right, so these are the 3 drawers that I pulled things out of. I'm going to go ahead and lay everything out and then show you guys what we're getting rid of. Okay guys, so I went ahead and lined everything up so that we could go through. So this primer I've had for quite some time. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, and it's pretty thick and difficult to use at this point. Also, the Urban Decay Primer Potion does make my eyes water, so I think it's just time for that guy to go. Pardon my swatches, by the way. So from the drugstore, drawer. I went ahead and pulled this Flower Cosmetics. This is actually an 8-pan. I bought this on clearance in like a package at Walmart, I want to say a year or so ago. It was part of like a Christmas special that they have, and the shadows are actually quite good, but really I only reach for one in here, and it's this color right here. It's a really pretty like purpley taupe shade, and it's not worth me keeping an entire palette for just one shade. Plus, this is something that I think my nieces would really enjoy using. I am getting rid of 2 of my Wet n Wild trios in Silent Treatment as well as Sweet as Candy. I just don't reach for them. I did keep the one in Knock on Wood because that one is pretty unique and I like it a lot. This is just an empty palette from e.l.f. So the little divider isn't even in there anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of that. A couple of NYX shadows. This one happens to be Aloha, and this one is grayish brown. It's actually more gray than anything else. I just don't use it. This Catrice liquid metal eyeshadow, I find this really difficult to use because of the wave design that's in the eyeshadow here. It's like a 3D effect. It's not a flat eyeshadow, if that makes sense. And it's honestly not all that pigmented. I don't care for it. This is an Essence eyeshadow in Party All Night. I had a couple of these. This was an extra that I pulled. I don't need to. 2 Tarte cream eyeshadows. These are from the Emphasize line. They're just dried out. This is Shimmering Golden Champagne. Sorry, Shimmering Golden Beige and Pink Champagne. Those are going away. This is, boy, this is old. This is a cream eyeshadow from L'Oreal, the Hip line. I've had this for quite some time. It's not dried out, but it's quite old. So, a NYX gel liner and a L'Oreal gel liner that I just don't use gel liners, and they are pretty dry at this point, so it's time. I have 4 mascaras that either I don't care for at all or they're dried out. These 2 I did not care for. This is the P2 Volume Affair Mascara. The NYX Badonkadonk was terrible. This is dried out. This is the Laura Geller Glam Lash. And this one I don't use. I'm 37, so it's hard for me to pull off stuff like this. This is a purple volumizing mascara from Essence, and it looks a little silly on me, as old as I am right now. So this I'm finally getting rid of. The only reason I ever kept this in my collection was to reference it. I'm going to link my video on this Smart Brow stuff down below. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, but this is one of like my worst like makeup investments ever. It wasn't horribly expensive, but it did not do anything that they said it was supposed to do. So I'll link that video down below for you. This is just a little lash glue that's all dried up. And then these are all pencils. So most notably from here, I would say I'm getting rid of this. This is a brow pencil from Lancome. It's really difficult to use, and I just don't reach for it at all. It is a pretty decent color. I think it's the color taupe, but it just doesn't even go on very smoothly or easily at all. So, Urban Decay. So this will tell you how old this is. I got this with my original Naked palette. If you'll remember, way back in the day when they first released it, the original Naked palette came with a double-ended pencil, and I used the vast majority of it, but it's so old at this point, I think it's just time to get rid of it, and I feel good that I used pretty much most of it. But these do not stay put on me quite as well anymore, so that's another reason I tossed it. They do tend to pool on the corners of my eyes, and yeah, so I got some good use out of it. But the rest of these are Rimmel liners, Milani liners. Here's one from Maybelline. This one is from the L'Oreal Hip line again. It's been so long since this line was discontinued, so you know, this is definitely something that I don't need to keep around. And then a couple of these I never actually used. They came with like one of my Asian beauty boxes, and they're really pretty. I'm just going to pass them along to my nieces because, again, I never use them, and these types of colors I think would look really pretty on the girls. So decent amount to get rid of here, and it definitely opened up some room. So I'm going to go ahead and sanitize the stuff I'm going to pass along, and things that I'm not going to pass along I will put in the garbage. So if you guys have missed other videos in this series, I will of course link them down below. At this point, I'm not going to do a palette purge because, eyeshadow palette purge, because I don't have any palettes I want to get rid of. But I will show you guys the palettes in my collection video. That might be a video in and of itself because I do have quite a few, and I don't want that video to be horribly long. But you'll see those there. So this is it in terms of things I'm getting rid of. This is the end of the purge this year. I feel pretty good. There was definitely a decent sized bag of stuff that's going away, and I feel really great about it. I definitely encourage you to do the same, and yeah, leave me any questions down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.